Hi, I'm Erickson Buswell from Swarm64, and I'm going to show you how to get Postgres up and running with Swarm64 DA on an FPGA-equipped F1 instance on AWS. So let me search for Swarm64 in the marketplace. Click on the Swarm64 DA product. Click Continue to subscribe. On this page, keep the defaults and continue to configuration. To configure the software, I'm going to keep all the defaults except for region, which I'm going to change to island because that's where my other AWS resources are hosted. I click Continue to launch. On this page, AWS Marketplace gives us a number of launch options. I'm going to choose to launch from EC2 console because that gives us more storage configuration options, which you'll see later. So select this and click Launch. So on the EC2 console page, the first thing we have to do is choose the AWS instance type. And since Swarm64 DA uses FPGAs to speed up database access, we filter by FPGA instances. We support 4x large or 16x large, which provide 2 and 8 FPGAs respectively. And for this demo, I'm going to use the 4x large. On the next page, there are some more instance details to configure, but we can leave the default settings here. Now we come to the storage page, which is the reason why we recommend launching through the EC2 console, since this is not possible to change through the Marketplace website. By default, the amount of storage provisioned for the database is 200 gigabytes. You can change that here, but I will just leave the default. The other storage items we see are the root volume for the operating system, which is mounted on Dev SDA1, the ephemeral disks, which are the instance local SSDs used for caching access to the EBS storage. These are mounted as NVMEs. For the EBS storage, it's important not to change the mount point because Swarm64 DA relies on the storage device at Dev SDB. So we can now go ahead and hit Next. Now we can add tags. I simply enter a meaningful name to identify the instance here. In the next step, we need to pick a security group. This determines which IP addresses are allowed to access the virtual private cloud in which your instances reside. So I'm going to pick a group I've already created, and this allows access from the IP addresses of the Swarm64 office. On this page, you see an overview of the instance ready for launch with all the settings. You can go ahead and just click Launch here. But then AWS asks us to select a private and public key pair. What it's going to do is it will copy the public key to the instance so that everybody who has access to the respective private key is allowed to connect via SSH. I'm going to pick a pair I already created and apply it to the instance I'm launching. Here we see the launch status page. I clicked on the link to see the launched instance in the AWS console. After the instance is launched, Swarm64 DA takes another 1 to 2 minutes to automatically program the FPGA with the Swarm64 Postgres acceleration image, and also to start Postgres. After that, you're ready to SSH into your new F1 instance and experience FPGA accelerated Postgres performance. To begin, simply SSH into your F1 instance and log into Postgres. If you need data to play with, you can use Swarm64's TPCH toolkit. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you have questions for us or if you need support, please contact us at swarm64.com.